Don't scare anyone.
All right. Hi, everyone. Yaron Shadag. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are. It is Liz. I'm here with my three business partner. Let me introduce myself, and I'm going to go ahead and have them introduce themselves too, okay? My name is Liz. I am a mom to three boys, a wife, and a teacher by profession, and I'm also a digital business owner. I'm going to go to my right here, Pania. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, thank you for having me here. I am Panya. I am a mom, a wife, admin coordinator by profession. I'm a business owner and a business mentor, and I am streaming live from Minnesota. Thanks for having me here.
Chong, you can go next.
Oh, hello. This is Chong Miller. I am a wife, a mom of two young adults, two young men, and I'm a realtor by profession, and I'm a business mentor by choice. And welcome, and please join us. Thank you for joining us today.
And hello, everyone. My name is Tay. For all you who don't know me yet, I'm a business coach, a mom of a teenager. And I am streaming from Arizona. I am a business coach and I am also a business mentor too. So excited to be here. Thank you, Liz.
Yes, thank you, ladies, for joining me. Yes, and I forgot that I'm from California, and I think we all mentioned where we're from again. Yeah. So thank you for joining us. So now you know the three business partner that I have invited every Friday. We are here at 6:30 or so to, share about our digital business. So thank you so much for joining us. If you're here, please comment below, say hi to us, tell us where you're coming from. And also, if you're watching replay, later, comment and share with us where you're also watching us from, because we love to see where our live has gone to. It's so global. So thank you so much, everybody. Okay. All right. And so I want to start off with tonight. We're going to talk about. I have down that. What does generational wealth really means beyond, I'm sorry, breaking generational patterns, it starts with one decision. Okay, so have you ever wondered, if it's possible to break free from living paycheck to paycheck and create a better future for your family? Join us as we share how starting this digital business is not just for earning, it's about breaking generational patterns, creating new opportunities, and leaving a legacy that lasts. And so I have three questions here that my business partner and I will go into discussion about it. So let me start here. I'm going to go and share. All right. My first question for all of us is, what does generational wealth really mean beyond just money? Okay. So I want to kind of mention a little bit, like I said, it's not about just the money here. Okay. It is, the wealth here, it's beyond money in your bank account. It's more than just the money in our bank account. It's about creating the options and opportunities and knowledge that can be passed down to our children and the future generation. So that's how I feel about what this generational wealth really means beyond just money in our bank account. But my partners, what do you think?
Well, to me, I think it's when we're talking about generational wealth. Well, to me, what it means is security for my future generations. I mean, knowing that they're not going to be struggling, right? For one, if or that they have something that I leave behind that they can use for whatever purpose that they need. Maybe they could use my money and that for a scholarship to someone who needs it, right? They could use that. And it could be something, or if that could be something I want to leave behind. So that would be a legacy, but by way of it could be generational wealth so that one person in my future generations, they could take that money for their education so that know that they have that security, whatever they want to approach. That money will help them get there. Maybe they want to start a business. Maybe they want to do something. It is something that I know that they won't be struggling, right? And if when I get to making, and I'm going to throw there, for example, let's say I make now, when I get there, I will be getting a monthly income of $30,000, $40,000 right? A month. We're talking a monthly income, $40,000. Now they could take that, and that could be something that they can live off and give back to the community. So they could, if they wanted to, they could go and help the community. They could do public service and never have to work, knowing that that money is coming in, and then they're part of their job is to give back to the community, right? And they don't have to worry about working at a 9 to 5, working, slogging every day, trying to make this, sell their time for money. They are secured in that the money is coming in. They could go and volunteer at a homeless shelter all year, every day, every month, right?
Mhm.
And knowing that they're not getting paid, but they're doing this public service, but they know that they have money taking care of their homes for them, right? They have money to buy food to eat. They have money to spend for bills, pay bills. They will not go hungry just because they're spending all their time doing public service.
Yeah.
To me, that's what generational wealth does. And they could do that. They could have that legacy. They could even take part of that monthly money and maybe divert part of that to the shelter, to a charity that they choose. And that's what the so there's so many possibilities when you have that, because again, and I come back to that word security, knowing that they can do what, like, they can live life on their own terms. It's just what I want to do. But now they don't have to struggle to be able to live life on their own terms. They could now use that to live life on their own terms and know that when the time comes, when it's their turn to pass it forward, they can. And that's what it is. Generational wealth, meaning I create it, I can then pass it on to my children. And when it's time, they pass it on to their children, and so on and so forth in the future. That's one generation after another. And that's what it is. It's the security, knowing that my future generations or descendants won't have to struggle because I worked for it. And now I have earned it, and now I'm leaving it for them. And it is my legacy to leave for them so that they can, they don't have to struggle. They have the security to do whatever it is that they want to do, that need to do to, for, you know, for the community, for the world, right? Because again, maybe we're mom. Maybe they want to go back to learn their roots, you know, because there's so many things. They could take that money, go live in Thailand, Laos, and maybe learn among the Hmong language from Hmong people, and so that they could retain that part of their culture. I don't know, but it is the security that they can do whatever it is they want and not have to ever worry about money, selling their time, you know.
I agree with you.
That's my take on it.
I totally agree with passing it wealth generation after generation. But I want to emphasize, they still have to do the work too. Just because you pass it on and you've invested and you set it up for them, they still have to put in a little work, do a little volunteering. And I totally agree with all that you say, that so that they can live smarter, right, and work smarter. So it's us building it and passing it on. But let's go wrap it back to generational, right? What's generational? Like, I'll ask you guys a question. How many of us grew up watching our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents work tirelessly, right? And work tirelessly, spending their time working for money year after year. And if we don't create this generational wealth or this legacy and pass it on, guess what we're passing it back, right? just the same routine of working tirelessly, laboriously, year after year, wondering if there's more to life than just this working and sacrificing time with family just to pay the bills, right? Our parents and our grandparents and great grandparents do it because not because they want to, but because that was their only choice. And generational wealth is in our, like you mentioned, Chong, in our community, generational wealth, we don't really have much of that, right? Because our parents came, they're refugees, and they all they knew is farming, right? Some do speak English, do read the English, and they know a little, but then we were not taught to work smarter or to make time work for us. And we were just following the social norm of society teaching us how to be blue collars, right? When you go to school, they tell you after school, you're going to find a job, a good job, so that you can contribute to society. And so we kind of like, you can say and stuff, right? To believe that that's the way to go, and but that isn't. We can break that generational trauma, that generational, you can say, uh, routine, or whatever it is. Because if we don't lead by example, then our kids are just going to do the same thing that we're doing, right? By just working, and then always saying we don't have enough time. But I'm going to say we will never be able to find time. We just have to make time. And when we do it, they watch us, and we pass. You'd be surprised at how what else we pass besides generational wealth to our kids. We pass culture, like Chong said. We pass on habits and personalities and all of that fun stuff. So if they see us reading, most of the time when they're young, they're going to read, right? But if they see us watching TV all the time, they're going to watch TV, want to watch TV only. But again, let's wrap around back to what is generational wealth. It's us passing whatever we're passing on down to our children and the generations after. So yeah, I totally agree, Chong, so that they can live comfortably.
Yeah, like you guys are saying, yeah, our parents, coming to the United States, well, I wouldn't say we are the first generation, and they do tell us, yeah, that to survive in America, you have to go to school, get a good education, like you guys say. Yeah, that's what I did too. And so now I know, and my boys are the one who told me, "Mom, do something digital, go digital business." And so that's why I'm here too, to now help them build their generational wealth, and hope that they, I can pass it down to them, if like you guys are saying, they're going to be able to create their income, work on their own term, and not live paycheck to paycheck like we are. So I
Well, I
agree.
think that part of the living paycheck to paycheck is the indoctrination of going to school, and working hard and all this stuff, because it has been indoctrinated to us, right? And that's why I think it's one reason why so many people are afraid to run an online business. It is a fear because it is not something that is promoted or taught to people, right? How many people was taught, you don't have to do a, college degree, and then, to have your own business. They're like, oh no, you gotta get a college degree. You gotta, and you'll get that dream job. Dream jobs is like running your own business, living life on your terms, while making the money when you're sleeping. That is not taught to students, to kids growing up. I mean, I I did two. I have two bachelor's degree plus a master's, an MBA, and half of a doctorate. I know I am institutionalized. I am indoctrinated to go to school, do well. I mean, we're talking about do well. Okay, I'm saying this not to brag, but to show that I am an example of indoctrination. Okay. I got straight A's, valedictorian from my school, went to one of the best universities in the US. Okay. And and then I got my bachelor's degree, and I got started working. guess what? It wasn't my dream job. Okay. But then I was, hey, bachelor's not enough. Get your master's. I went and got my master's degree. I continue working. Okay. I wanted so much. I got a second bachelor's degree. I got a master's degree. It was like, and then, and then obviously for personal reasons, I decided I need to have a doctorate degree. Okay. And I'm like halfway through it. And guess what? Life happens, right? Life says, ha, well, life happened. And then I did the master's degree. And then life also, you know, turned me around again. So then I am now like halfway done and now I stop. So now, obviously, what does that mean? That institutional, that indoctrination makes me, I got a loan for my bachelor's, which I paid off. Then I had a second bachelor's, and good thing I worked for that. I was working, and that's my job. My company paid for that. Then I did my master's, and my company paid for that, right? And then I did my doctorate, and guess what? No company paid for that. So now I still got loans for my doctorate degree. Well, guess what? I didn't finish the program. I am now still paying for that. Okay. Because life happens. I'm, we don't know that a lot of times because we're so indoctrinated, we don't see that that's how the rich gets richer and the poor gets poor because we get wrapped up more and more debt. And guess what? And I used to tell my student this, and I used to indoctrinate this to be kids. You don't go to university, you don't go to college, you don't get a degree, you can't get that job that requires that degree. When you get that job, okay, so you got to get a degree to get that job. If you don't get that job, guess what? And and you don't run your own business, there's people who will need to work at McDonald's, right? There's people that does that kind of work because there's got to be somebody doing that. If we're all going to college, nobody's going to do that kind of job because they're all gonna want those jobs that require a degree because we now have a degree. And then we, right? We think that, so that's how we did it. So now you're going to become first of all, just going to college doesn't mean anything because the only thing that it really means is that you are coachable and teachable. Okay. And you are consistent enough to go to class, complete the classes and get a degree. So that's how an employer hires college grads. That's the reason they hire college grads. They were they were consistent enough to go to class, consistent enough to get a grade and to graduate. They did 4 years. That's a long time to be dedicated to complete something. So consistency, that's one of the major reasons why we know that we can, we can succeed in this business if we continue consistently show up and work our business. So if you're a college grad, you could definitely do this business. And you really didn't need that college degree, but it proves that you have the right mentality to show up and do the same thing every day to be successful, meaning to be successful in your business. So do you really need to be successful in a degree, or do you really want to be successful in a business that is for you and you're building generational wealth for your future? That's my question. What would you rather have? More student loans? You were consistent and you got student loans and you got a degree. Yay, you. Now nobody can take that away from you. But you still got to pay off your loans. That's how they take it away from you, right? When you go to work and you pay off all the loans. Or you put that consistency to work for yourself and you may not get a degree. Like what? You could write yourself a degree because you have completed this course, you have completed a life course where you become a creator of your own future. And maybe I'm talking about the wrong topic here,
No,
but
you're
that's
right.
how you create
No, no, no,
generational
no.
wealth.
You're
Because
talking about the
when
right
you
topic,
talk about
but
it's in generational indoctrination, because if you follow step B and continue to go to step A and continue to go to university, get a job, and keep working your job till you die or till you retire, that's plan A.
Yeah.
And that's been indoctrinated to everyone. You could do plan B and maybe you don't go to college and get all those degrees, but you put consistently your effort into building a business where you can live your life the way you want, and you can grow your business. You live the life you want, growing a business that you could create generational wealth. And what do you teach your children is what we can say, kind of, we talked about living. What do you teach your children? You said you can make, you could live life on your own, live life the way you want to live, and still make money and be able to do good for the world
Hmm.
and change the world, because you are not in debt paying off loans. You are don't have that certificate, but you know what you have a certificate for? Life accomplishment. You spend
Yeah.
time with your family, and your family remembers who you are,
Hmm.
not the tired person that comes home at the end of the day
Yeah.
and then went to sleep,
Yeah.
because that's how they see you. They see you, the tired guy comes home with a bad temper because you had a long day and you're tired and you just eat, and then you're like, don't fool around because you're tired. And your kids are trying to talk to you and you're like, no, don't talk to me. I'm tired. And you go to sleep. And that's how your kids see you.
Hmm.
Or you make money and you tell the kids, this is a business. I run this business. When my turn is comes and I got to go wherever, to reincarnate or to go to heaven, see
Yeah.
Jesus, whatever your belief. But
It'll
when
get
it's your
passed down
turn,
to you.
you can tell your kids, say, all you have to do is continue doing this and your money will come.
Yes.
And you never have to worry about it being not having enough. You never have to worry about having to start this over, because I have done it for you. So all you have to do is keep doing A, B, C, and will continually, you will continually have security. You'll have this money coming in every month. And when it's your turn to go, you're going to tell your kids and you're going to pass this on to them, and you're going to tell them to do the same thing, so that they don't go in and get indoctrinated in the myth of and get indoctrinated in the other path, so that they know that this is where the security is.
Hmm.
I
And
have to say though, Chong, um, that it is okay if they want to go that path, because some people do like that
well,
path.
I'm not saying that you can't, but I'm
Mhm.
saying that maybe some do want to go that way. But the thing is that now they still have the skill. Maybe someone's born, they have to be a doctor to, and
Yeah.
that's great. I mean, I think we still need those. But I'm just saying, don't even think that you're gonna go. I'm gonna go there and get a eat bachelor's of arts, unless you're in these things, and then expect that you're gonna be able to create generational wealth,
Hmm.
because that indoctrination is not true. I mean, take it from someone who's been indoctrinated for so long. I mean, how much more do I need to tell you? You know, not everybody is like, depending on what you want. I mean, obviously, if I wanted to go and sit down, write a book, I can write a book, right? But everybody has a purpose, right? And maybe my purpose is to go through all that experience to tell someone who don't want to go through that experience, to understand that, hey, I can still create generational wealth without having to do that. Because so far,
Hmm.
I don't see a lot of generational wealth. I've seen professors who have kids who are smart and they become teachers. But
Hmm.
that's not generational wealth.
Yeah.
right?
We could
I
do
don't
this.
call that generational wealth. That is
Mhm.
called family tradition, but it's not generational wealth.
Right.
Because with the
Yeah.
minute that kid stops working, he's not going to get money, right?
Yeah.
When I create that money coming every month, as long as they do those three things that I tell them, the money is going to keep coming in, right?
Yeah, I
And
agree with
so,
you, like I said, and we can also like say,
yeah,
that is a passion too that some people love to do. So that's they can still continue that like I'm doing. I
mhm,
still love teaching. And so this is my generational wealth. My digital business is going to help me. So you can
right.
go two routes, yeah, and
But
eventually,
but
you
you
can decide.
but you get to do that because, like I said, you don't you do it out of passion, right?
Hmm.
So you can do whatever your passion. If they want to be an artist, they could be an artist. They want to be a doctor, they could be a doctor. You know what? That makes it even easier for you to do that. You know why? Because you have the money to pay for that education to do what you want. You don't have to worry about how am I going to be paid to become a doctor, right? Well, you already have the money coming in. That pays for that. That's the security you have. You don't have to go and try to sell time to pay for that.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I do have something to say, Chama. I see where you're coming from, and yes, like the question Liz had asked us today is, what is our definition of generational wealth, right? So
Mhm.
that's how you're coming off on as your term and definition of generational wealth.
yeah,
And just listening from you tonight, to piggyback off of that, right? Because I know we don't want to spend a whole hour just talking about generational wealth because
Yeah.
everybody has their own view, and
Mhm.
everybody has their own way of thinking, right? So after just listening to you tonight and listening to what Tay shared a little bit, and along with Liz sharing, my generational wealth that I want to pass on for my kids is just be able to give them that, say, hey, my mom didn't work a 9 to 5 job. My dad didn't have to work a 9 to 5 job because my dad was home to take care of us. My mom was a breadwinner, or vice versa. So those are the kind of things that I want my kids to be able to see when they're grown up. And for me, I'm lucky enough to where my dad was that foundation for us. He, even though we were Hmong kids and we had a Hmong dad, my dad wasn't the one where like, oh, I only value my boys, the girls, you guys are just gonna marry when you guys go get older, and vice versa, so I'm not gonna pay attention to you guys. But my dad wasn't like that. My dad was equal. So we had that equalness when we were growing up, and that's kind of how we were able to shape our minds growing up, seeing that I can do more, I can voice the way that I want to live my life and how I want to do things. So with this business that we are in, I feel like we as parents today, because we're all here today, our parents, we're building up a legacy already just by starting this online business, and we're attaining that knowledge for ourselves. And as our kids grow older, we as parents, as moms, get to pass that on to our kids, and our kids get to learn that entrepreneurial skills, right? So we are already, like Tay shared earlier, we get to show that to them without physically telling them, say, hey, you got to learn this, right? So we as parents, we're guiding them, we're role modeling to them, and the way that the information they obtain is how they will build on their generation, right? So like going into our second
Yeah.
question here, the impact that we do as parents is what is going to either A, like you said, they're going to do what they want, or B, they're going to follow in our footsteps. We're hoping as parents that our kids will follow in our footsteps, because us as second or first generations, we know firsthand that how hard our parents worked, and we want to break that cycle. And I recently had a training that came across, right? The only way for you to break that cycle of what you do is if you as the parent change that. So we are making that change by coming here, or not coming here, sorry, by showing up for our business, right? So we're
Sharing,
making that change, and we're still doing the other things that we love at the same time. So it's not a do this, do that. It's a do what you love kind of role, right? Because we know that we won't be able to survive just showing up on social media every single day. Because we know that on top of that, behind the scene, we're enjoying our family. We're enjoying our little whys about, our passions, our
yes.
craft. Like yesterday, I shared about one of the things that helped me stay calm or change my routine is doing crafting stuff. So those are kind of what I feel that our generation that can be built with myself and pass along to my kids. And the skills is it's a knowledge, a long line of knowledge that we get to pass to our kids.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, it's more than one way. We're letting them know that there's more than one way to earn a living, and also
Hmm.
that take ownership. Ownership of what you want to do, because like we're saying, we're trying to trade time for money. So we want to kind of work at the opposite of what our parents did, spend going late nights working for us. But and yeah, that education pushing us there. But there's other ways too. So
I
both your
think
both parents, yeah.
also, I think also to wrap back to your question, Liz, is
Mhm.
the first step is to recognize, right, that there is that generational cycle. And when you are able to identify that, you're not leading by example and you are actually just falling into that same routine of the cycle of trading time for money and working hard, right? And teaching your kids that working for security, not freedom. And so, but first recognizing the cycle, and then cycles don't break on their own, right? I'm going to emphasize again, you have to lead by example, because
Mhm.
we pass on so many things to our children. And if we teach them security, of course they're going to do security. If we teach them, or we lead by example of freedom, right? Financial freedom, time freedom, then everything changes. Because again, cycles don't break on their own. It's the decisions that we make throughout life. And I'm so glad that this business has all the resources to help us shift our mindset, right? And us four sitting on this panel, we don't have to come here and share the blessing to anyone, but because we know how amazing this blessing is, that it can bless a family. It can help you change your family's financial future as long as you're willing to learn and you're willing to take those small steps and never give up, because every failure is a part of success and helps you learn to do things better and different the next time around. And so we can break it right here, where we can do something different this time around so that our children can do it differently their time around, and then pass it on that way with generational, with wealth. And I want to emphasize that generational wealth involves investing, right? You have to invest in your future, in your generation, your generation after generation, right? And it starts with investing. If you are a parent who always says, we don't have money, we don't have that kind of money, of course you're going to never have that kind of money. But if you say, the more I invest, the more I get in return, receiving is like the ocean, right? Like one of my favorite motivational speakers says, why do you want to go to the ocean with a teacup and a teaspoon when you can blow with a bucket and a shovel? If you think of it that way, and your mindset, right? So wraps back, everything wraps back to mindset. Because again, we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be doing this business if we didn't see the potential in it and the resources that help us shift our mindset to where, oh my gosh, we were really trading time for money before. But imagine, right? Imagine being able to just work at your term and
Mhm.
for passion, right? Like Chung mentioned, like Liz mentioned. And there's still a lot of people and business owners in this business. We're from all walks of life, okay? You name it. Doctorate holders like Chung, teachers, admin coordinators, engineers, nurses, policemen, firemen, okay? And so many more. And so we are all going for the same goal, right? To build a legacy for our children, our family, and generational wealth. But it does take investment. Real legitimate businesses do take investing in order for it to bring you back the return. So just wanted to mention that it's a decision that you have to make,
Mhm.
and you have to keep going no matter how rough the road is, right? And no matter what those whispers in the wind that says, or whatever other people's opinions are, it's you and your family's future. Nobody pays your bills, right? You pay your bills. So you keep going. And if it's college and whatever it is, school and 9 to 5, so be it, right? It's up to
Mhm.
you. But we're just sharing that this is a blessing that has blessed so many families, and is too good of a blessing not to share.
Mhm.
So if we, any of us on here, resonate with what we said about generational wealth, and you want to check it out, drop a comment, right? Let us know. We do answer questions. And if you want to learn more, we do have a complimentary info video that you can watch to learn about our comp plan, our business model, our
Mhm.
process, right? And then you can decide, even when you come and you test, not test, but like you come check it out, and it's not for you, No obligations. If it is, then great. We'd love to work with you and share the knowledge and the strategies that we've tested and tried and works. So I just want to add that
Yeah.
that whatever path you choose, it's your
Mhm.
decision that you make, and
Yeah.
you want to break it, you can. But cycles don't break on their own.
Mhm. Yes. All right. Yeah, this is such a great topic. It's so, it varies so much. Like Chong would say, yes, you can have all those degrees, and yet you can still, try something new, because now the digital world is here, and so we are catching up with our youngsters too, and so it's great, to take this opportunity to become an entrepreneur. Like Coach said, you can try it, and if it's meant for you, then you will understand what we're saying, too. Okay. Um, Sorry, my two pups are up here too. So, yeah, but we're letting our kids know that they can chase their dreams. No matter their age or their background, degrees or no degree, because this digital business is meant for everyone. We, like we're saying, all walks of life. We've got parents who are working, parents like us. There are some who are full time now, like Coach. Not all full time, 8 hours a day. Great, 2-3 hours. We got stay at home moms who are also going to this, and taking this opportunity to dream big, and they have become successful in helping, their spouse. So, yeah. So I want to say thank you. This is such a great topic here. We can continue on, talking about this, but, I want to let everybody know that, oh yeah, before we leave too and end this, does anyone have anything else to say first?
I do.
Yeah,
I have a little. So I just
Sean?
want to mention, whether you decide to survive or you decide you want to learn how to thrive, whatever it is, imagine if you don't have to spend 30, 40, 50 years working yourself to exhaustion, right? Only to wonder where time has all went or gone after that 50, and not knowing, and then thinking, oh my gosh, because I heard somewhere where they said, when you are on your deathbed, are you going to say, oh gosh, I wish I spent more time at work and worked harder at work, or you say, ah gosh, I wish I had spent more time with my family, right? So choice is yours. So whether you realize it, again, like I said before, we're always passing something down, generation after generation. And
Yeah.
so we either pass the struggles or we pass down the opportunities to our uh, next kin, right? And either the cycle continues or we break it. It's definitely up to us, and
Yeah.
it starts with just one decision to either say, I'm going to break this, I'm going to learn how to work smarter, not harder, and learn how to make time work for me instead of trading my time for money. And most of us we're here, we're never taught another way, right? But just because we weren't taught doesn't mean that we can't learn. We can still learn. Today we had another business partner say that, can you teach an old dog new trick, right? Yes, you can. It's
Mhm.
just because the age doesn't matter, right? As long as you're willing to learn with this business, our system, our training platform, self-taught, right? It's all online. That's why we say if you want to learn more, then definitely register on one of these ladies' websites on the screen here, because then they'll send you personally send you information on next steps so that you can come check it out for yourself and find your own peace of mind with it. And because our parents didn't have the chance to, doesn't mean we can't take it now, right? We can still make that choice, and it's ours to keep following the path or to create new ones. So yeah, I just wanted to add that because choice is ours.
Mhm. Yeah. So I will end it that if you've been feeling stuck in the same pattern, living paycheck to paycheck and putting your dreams on hold, wondering if there's more to life than, what you're doing right now, this is your sign probably. Yeah, like Coach said, so let's break that cycle, and reach out to one of us, my business partners here, and we will give you more information. So it only takes one decision, like I said, to start rewriting your family story. What you're building today isn't just for you, okay? It's for your children, your grandchildren, and generations to come. And so you don't have to have all the answers, but you just need to take this first step. All right. And I want to leave off with one Hmong word here for us that I kind of wrote down here. Okay, it says, let's rewrite our family story. 一个多，入入一字之力. So one step at a time. It's never too late, okay, to start that generational wealth, because like we're saying, our traditional job does not pass it on to our next of kin. So it's your turn to make that decision, and learn, and go check our little free webinar there video, and we will answer you if you have any question. So, okay, what Johnny should I jump on pin on out here? She, yeah, should saw she taking note that she out she both she. I appreciate my business partner for joining us. And like I say, you can't teach a dog, but you could probably teach a puppy. All right, thank you, Chong and Panya and Coach Say for joining us me tonight. So, and again, everybody, bye bye, Shinji Do, ciao.
Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.